welcome to our third and final season of Ionized Basterds. I'm your GM, Michael. I've brought everyone in here. Everyone, introduce yourselves. Say hello to the lovely audience.
Hello to the lovely audience.
Hello, audience.
We just want to bring good vibes here because I know it's the final season and things are getting stressful.
Yes.
So I just want to make sure that we're all having a good time. Jared, are you having a good time?
I got a glass.
That's
of
great. Alden, are you
meat.
having a good time?
You're a terrorist.
Jerry, you're having a good time. I know you are. Great. Let's start the episode. This is episode 20, by the way. We somehow have made it to doing 20 of these, so
Hell yeah.
that's neat.
Oh.
When last we
Still
left
not
off,
old enough to drink.
when last we left off, the Ionized Basterds and Halek Slifer headed down to level 1313 of Coruscant to meet one Cab Verlin, who had acquired the last cache of the Doxos Revenge and was holding it on behalf of Vera Doxos. Upon arriving to his warehouse, you encountered not just him, but Salvage in the guise of the ITO interrogation droid. Cab Verlin was quickly put down by both sides of the conflict and eventually taken out by Salvage, who proclaimed he would be going to take the Doxos Revenge from the basement of the warehouse. You guys fought off his assassin droids and heard an explosion from down beneath, finding the ITO droid destroyed. And you encountered Kane Zeret, who had been tracking Goru Sarman, who just made off with the Doxos Revenge and seemed to be acting out on his own outside of influence from Salvage or you guys. So you guys began to pursue alongside Kane, only to be interrupted by a comm from Prepoke's communicator, from which you heard the voice of Salvage. And Thawbor, enraged, insisted everyone divert course to the suite where he was being kept safe. And they found him missing as he left of his own volition. Because Salvage had told him the truth, that Thawbor was responsible for his parents' deaths. So, Thawbor, you are still on the comm with Salvage as he has just said this to you.
Goody.
And so, Sheems, all of this is because of you. The consequences of your actions, decades past, are finally coming back to bite you. How does it feel?
Thawbor just hangs up. Click. Is Donric in the room, or did we send him with?
Donric is on his way. He has not yet shown up, but he is on. He will be there shortly.
What happened to No More Secrets? What happened to No More Secrets?
Are you throwing a tantrum?
I'm not throwing a tantrum.
At a time like this?
A tantrum is what you threw when we were trying to follow Goru.
Tantrums will get you nowhere.
Was I supposed to not come here? What if something happened? This is a slightly better scenario and would have been the death of the only person that I am concerned with right now. So please, everybody, save your tone. I don't have time for an audience Q&A. Is that understood?
It's my only tone.
No, that is a fair point for you. You're excused.
Non-vocabulating having people. Understood.
I'm dialing Donric. Thawbor dials Donric.
As you dial Donric, he opens the door to the room as he's like communicating with other people, and he's like, "I need eyes on every spaceport. Anyone sees a Bonbrack, you need to contact me immediately."
Donric, what can we do? What would you do? For the first time, I'm going to ask you, please be good at what you're doing. Give me job expertise. You guys are going to do these generic sweeps. Believe me, I've worked against you guys. I know how this works. Missing persons, blah, blah, blah. Get me pretend this is the Chancellor. What resources do we have?
I wasn't talking to my New Republic contacts, Thawbor.
Great.
Oh.
Who else you got?
And he like checks to make sure that none of the other agents that were guarding Pre-Poke are in earshot. And he kind of gets real quiet. Look, these are the kind of shady people me and Griff were working with back in the day. I've got some underworld contacts here. Not many, but deuce.
No. Are these underworld contacts that would be pro or anti Thabor Sheems? Because there's been a lot of anti-Sheem sentiment over the last 6 months, and we don't have time to litigate more.
Thawbor, you think I'm stupid enough to contact the people who are trying to kill you?
Yes, actually. Yes. Wholeheartedly.
Thawbor, what's Salvage talking about with Pre-Poke's parents?
A long time ago. Pre-Poke's parents falling on hard times. They were doing non-violent work for me on the side. They would never be put into a situation. It was just messaging things, courier stuff, helping me work on documents, all these things. Pre-Poke was a baby, a pup, a kid. I don't know what they call the little Bombrax. And frankly, I probably should know. And one day, job went wrong, had nothing to do with them. And I should have paid more attention to it. And I didn't. This is at my old office, pre-value. I mean, this is why we went there. No comms in or out, way more secure. Should have thought of like that at the time. And I didn't. And I was sloppy. Job, Huck Cartel, helping them out. They're going to war with the Pikes, and there's so many details, and it was just, this is during the Empire, and it was the whole thing. And as retaliation against me, they wanted to take out members of the team, and wrong place, wrong time. And then suddenly I have to go tell the sitter droid that they've got watching their baby boy that they're not coming. And then eventually I have to destroy that droid in front of this kid because it's not going to give it up, because that's not protocol. And it doesn't understand what I'm trying to tell it. And then little baby Bombrax crying, droid sparking. I got to pick him up, and I immediately do what I always do. And I start telling a story, not to the baby who's not going to understand, but to me, to myself, that I have to make it right and all these things. And I maybe that should have been like a wake up call, and things should have changed then, but they didn't change then. In fact, they got worse then. I mean, the person that killed Pre-Poke's parents, I made sure that there was reciprocity in the situation. And the next job that they went on, mysteriously, someone did not cross their T's and dot their I's, and they were taken out in a crossfire that definitely looked like an accident. And that was the first time that I could no longer, shroud the fact that I was getting people killed. And it was the dirtiest that I've ever felt. And you guys that know how dirty that I have gone. I mean, worlds under the boot of the Empire. And that money always seemed fine. But it's just something about this kid that should have been something else. And what I didn't put him in like a good school. I didn't give him to an orphanage. I just put him to work. I taught him how to be, I don't know, an assistant to a scumbag, to a murderer. It's just, and now he knows. He knows that I'm not only, employ him, I made him. And I never made anything good. Never made anything good out of him and his bushy little triangle ears. And now here we are. and everything sucks, and there's nothing that you can do about it.
We can get him back. And
we can try.
We can hope that cooler heads prevail. Listen,
I mean, look, Prepoke's not going to hurt me, but will Prepoke ever speak to me again? I wouldn't speak to me again.
When he understands the greater context of what's happened, he might.
Well,
you had no way of controlling the situation his parents ended up in.
No.
I know that, getting a pat on the back and it's going to be okay from an ex-Inquisitor is silly, but
it is.
I don't think this is your fault. And you did the right thing taking him under your wing and doing the best you could by keeping him in the safest place in the galaxy, which was right next to you for a time.
Yeah, only when we were doing worse and worse things. I mean, he never even got to know a world where he was good. He's never known how to be good. He is good to me. But if I wasn't good at what I did, he'd be in jail. And he never had a chance to not have the criminality, the filth, the dirt, all this stuff. I did that. Like are we ever gonna not be this? I mean, look at us. We're getting outclassed. Nobody likes us. We're getting destroyed by this droid. Couldn't even save the galaxy correctly. Now we're having to save it again. All we've done is lose people along the way. We objectively suck at this. 4D is the only person, so help me, that has come out of this with anything. And I don't even think we can claim responsibility for that.
I've come away with quite a bit, and I'd say you have too. We're just in that, that dark spot before the light. We're going to make this right. I swear to you, I will do everything in my power to help you make this right.
Well, until they figure out how to turn back time with the Force, this is the way it is right now. So let's go look for him.
And Halek speaks up. We need to be going to look for the Doxos revenge.
We can do two things at once.
All right.
Yeah.
Why don't
before we go off there, though, 40 grabs Thabor in maybe the gentlest hug he's ever done. Doesn't use his full force like that.
All right, buddy. Thank you.
We will find him.
It. I know. I appreciate it. And hey, I'm glad that we did right by you, at least. Can't take all the credit. Like I said, really not convinced we've been great influences, but I'm proud of you.
Thank you. Thank you, you fucking awesome man, you.
Well, that has been said.
Donrick, what's intel look like?
Donrick is like holding up a finger as he's like talking to someone on his comm. Sorry, just got word. Salvage's forces are currently attacking Vuma. The New Republic Defense Fleet is there fighting them off, but they do have boots on the ground on the city of Elia.
Right. I guess we're playing the hits.
Great. Awesome. Wonderful. Traumas on traumas today.
And 40, at this point, your communicator is going off from an unknown frequency.
Hello, 4044.
Do you know why the people of Vuma suffer?
You are the only reason anyone suffers.
I disagree, 4D44. The reason the people of Vuma suffer is because the last thing your master did was give his life to protect these people. And I want nothing more than to piss on his grave.
You have not the ability to piss, I am sorry to say. And you will not do any of that.
I've already killed 4 of the Guardians. I'm sure their death tolls will only rise. It's just a matter of time before I find who I'm looking for. The man in the carbonite block with the power I seek.
You'll have to get through us to get there, you bucket of bolts.
How does it feel, Fabian, knowing that I'm doing all these things just because of all of you? That if all of you were dead, these people would not suffer.
And when you're decommissioned for one last time, none of these people will ever suffer again. And then Fabian like looks over at Donrick and is like mouthing like try to pinpoint the signal or some type of gobbledygook of the like to see if we can figure out where this is coming from. Like whether or not Salvage and Pre-Poke are still on world, if like Salvage is even on Coruscant to begin with after the fucking torture droid got blew up.
And Don Ricks begins calming Zuso to get on that. And Salvage continues talking on the comm link.
Keep him talking, keep him talking, keep him talking.
Thobor, you seem distressed by all this. That Pre-Poke is in danger now. I'm sure all the bounty hunters that are after you can use him to get to you. His information's all over your dossier. But there's a way out. Give up the thing you love most, Thobor. Yourself. If the syndicates are no longer after you, they'll no longer be after him. Will you make the ultimate sacrifice and give your life for him? If you don't have the stomach for it, you've got an assassin droid and a killer on your side who's got a nice lightsaber that can cut you through real quick.
2, technically 3.
Are you finished? Can I say something now?
I could go on, but please, I'd love to hear your retort.
I, unlike Fabian and 4D and everyone we've met along the way, I actually have come to a startling realization about my feelings for you, Salvage. And I've realized that I don't want you destroyed or dead. I don't want you eradicated. I don't want you decommissioned like Fabian wants for you. I want you reduced to a single line of code. And I want that code uploaded into the stair droid that I use to get into my office. And that's where I want you to stay forever. I am going to ensure that every day when I wipe the dung off of my foot to go and do what I do, that you know that your rightful place in this galaxy is at the fucking foot in everyone else's story. We're going to laugh and talk about the wannabe warlord. That's a little itty bitty ladder. That's how you're going to be remembered. And I'm going to tell people that right there used to be a warlord, and now he's a stepping stool. And you're going to know because you will be in there thinking about the times where you used to be relevant and used to have agency. You want to take over? I'm going to ensure that you're going to be lionized by droid rights activists that are going to be offended at the way I use you.
Thobor, I will not end being cast at your feet and walked over. I spent a millennium being walked over.
Click.
Did we get anything out of that, Donrick?
And Zuso's on the other end of the comm, and he's like, Misa did the best I could, but much like when we were tracking his other encryption, it's bouncing around a bunch of frequencies. But Misa working to crack that code. Misa's making some headway on figuring out where the Aurochs implant was broadcasting from.
Okay, that's something. Good work, everybody. Keeping him talking. Thawbor, metal as fuck.
I'm dead serious.
I know.
I want him on a thumb drive.
You scared
I'll
me.
do my best when I get my hands on him.
We got to figure that out. I mean, I don't think we really have that capability on the team. We don't really have devious computer whiz, but I'm sure there's a guy. We know a guy. There's always a guy.
Close enough. Suzo's close enough. We'll figure it out. Okay,
Okay.
Vuma, do we have any indication as to whether or not Prepoke is still on World Donric?
Well, he hasn't been gone for that long. He probably, Thawbor, this kid knows his way around the
and he's
underworld.
tiny.
Yeah. So he's most likely not trying to go to any formal spaceport. He's going to find a pirate or a smuggler or someone who can get him off world. Where would Prepoke? Probably Nar Shaddaa, somewhere like that, where he'd try and go somewhere where he can.
Well, the one thing that Salvage said that is true is that what affects me now affects him. And Nar Shaddaa, that's the Hutts. And as you might have heard, the Hutts are gangsters. And so it's just like, that's complicated. I think.
But if he's trying to get away from you, if he's angry enough.
If he wants to run into the line of fire, knowing that I will not want to, he's testing me subconsciously that I won't go. So that, Nar Shaddaa, Kessel, wherever the, date rapey leader of Black Sun hangs out, like that's, what's the name of their world?
P. Diddy.
Faline. They are Faline. But I don't know what their homeworld is. Anyway.
I don't remember either.
Yeah, I don't know. We would all lose this trivia question. Any of those places, anywhere that there is a hub for a gangster world, it makes sense right now for him to go where I probably wouldn't. And it also, as much as I hate to say it, makes sense for him to sell me out. And if he knows everything I know about the game and has learned from the best, that's exactly what I would do if someone fucked my life up.
All right, I'll put the word out. And he goes off to calm. He's like, you guys figure out what the next steps are for you all. I'll be back in just a sec.
For anybody who's wondering, Shizor's homeworld was just Coruscant.
Well, anyway.
So we're already there.
You were on your HoloNet too much.
So
I'm on it right now looking it up.
we need to break something down here. Do we know the fleet that's attacking Vuma, or not forces, if I don't know if it's a full fleet, the forces that are attacking Vuma, we have 3 objectives right now then, or it's potential for 3, because we don't know if what we were just chasing is now there, separately from Prepoke.
And can I?
Or do we have intel that tells us this?
I don't think he's got any reason to. Goru, that is, has any reason to go to Vuma. He's never been there before. He's not working with Salvage, as we've kind of deduced. So,
yeah. All right. So
we got the Doxos
3 separate
Revenge,
problems.
Find Prepoke, Siege on Vuma.
And Halek speaks up. It seems to me like Salvage is playing a lot of his cards all at the same time.
He wants to spread us thin. Give us too much to work on at the same time.
And, by extension, distract you from what he really wants, which is either one of these 3 things or something else entirely.
Well,
my money is on the Doxos Revenge, given that it's the way to produce the mass casualty event he wants.
There's that. The other issue is that he wants Sage's son so that he can put himself in a force-sensitive body. But that brings us to our next issue with Salvage. Everything with him right now is personal. It's Prepoke, it's Vuma, it's Salvage trying to sully the force by trying to be able to connect to it himself. That's all 3 of us in one felled swoop, plus the Doxos Revenge as a weapon. I hate to try to think like him, but I almost feel like if his objective is to make us suffer, he can't run the risk of subjecting us to the Doxos revenge. But
at the same time,
factors here.
he can unleash it when you're all dead.
Look, I don't want to be a spoil sport on the plans, but there's just no way I'm going to Vuma right now, and there's no way that I'm chasing Goru. It's just not happening for me. So the team is being split up, no matter what.
Well,
There's just, unless we all hit one thing and then all hit the next thing, then all hit the next thing. But I'm not picking any of these other quests before I go after Prepoke. It's not happening. I'm going to say something controversial right now. Does anyone really care what happens to Vuma?
yes.
Like, does anyone really care? I mean, we saved it already once. They have Sage. It's just like, are we like? It's just like what investment do we have at this juncture? Like
There's no tactical advantage to us going to help Vuma. If the New Republic's already there, especially, him trying to do this is an intentional emotional low blow that's just meant to distract all.
Both of you are right. Well, I do care about Vuma. You are right that if the New Republic is there, then they are inevitably going to be outgunned. Unfortunately, the question is, are they going to be outgunned before or after the Guardians are wiped out? And, oh my God, wait.
Well, the Guardians on the ground, the New Republic in the air. Like, I just feel like it's not a situation that we need to be worried about.
Wait. Fuck. Is Sage actually on Vuma right now?
And then Domric comes back in at this point, and he's like, no, Sage is still on my ship, and he's still got his son on our ship. So Salvage can't get what he wants there. He might think that Sage's son is still there, and that's why he's doing this. But
put that carbonite block. Taylor is listening to the most recent episode, and I just heard Salvage show up in there. I can't escape him. I just heard me freak out over it in the past. All right, get what's Lloyd? What's this kid's name again?
Carlo.
You call him Lloyd?
I thought it was like a Floyd.
Lloydsville?
Yeah,
Fucking Lloyd.
I thought there was like a Floyd sound in there for some reason.
No, it's
Okay,
Carlo.
Okay, I thought there was a Floyd sound in there.
Lloyd.
Get Carlo, put him in the hardest to get to place on that goddamn ship. I don't care if it's on the bridge. I don't care if it's next to the fucking hyperdrive. You get that carbonite slab under the highest security you possibly can.
It already is.
This is when I have to say, and I don't think 4D will understand this because he's too young, and I don't think Fabian will understand this because he's too good. But hey, Lex, you'll understand what I mean. This is when the turning over a new leaf part is difficult, because if this was me from, even 8 months ago, the solution would be very obvious. Obliterate the carbonite slab. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just like,
and that's the option I kind of am in favor of.
It's like just airlock that shit. I'll blow it up, like airlock it and then shoot at it. It's like, this seems extremely easy to me, but now it's like, I can't do that because it's like my adoptive son is mad at me. So how am I gonna ruin some other family? It's like this redemption stuff is
no. We are going to. We're going to thaw him out, and we're going to talk to him. Not right now. We have bigger fish to fry. We have bigger fish to fry right now. So when we have a moment, we will thaw out.
Shouldn't we keep him in carbonite?
Isn't it better to have another force sensitive on our side?
From what I've been briefed on, it sounds like he's very dangerous.
Yes, very dangerous. And I think right about now, we could use another killing machine.
Or you'll unleash something even worse that's an even worse X factor on all of this that we can't control and that Salvage may be able to capitalize on.
And then we can stun him and lock him up. Either way, he's holed up on that ship waiting for Salvage to come and get him. The least we can do is try to get him on our side and use it to our advantage. Vuma, if the New Republic has that handled, they have it handled. And if we can make a detour after we solve one of these problems, I'd like to at least touch base and make sure they're doing okay. I hope the Guardians hold out. Right now, we need to choose between Prepoke and the Doxos Revenge. Currently, the Doxos Revenge is with Goru. Yune, You've been able to track Goru pretty successfully thus far, correct?
Yeah, I've been on his tail pretty consistently. His last stop before here was Aldani.
Aldani? What the fuck is he doing on Aldani?
Well, there used to be a group of mods there that he ran with. Zuso, I think, ran with him back in the day as well. And from what I understand, the mods there are no longer there, so I don't know why Goru is going there.
That could be another salvage avenue.
Well,
With that many parts, people modding, creating cyborg beings, it's what he would need to be able to use Carlo to any real extent. So keep tabs there, keep tracking him, and Donric, get Kane a New Republic detail so that he can track the Doxos Revenge or fucking Goru, who has the Doxos Revenge, and if he gets a bead on him, he needs reinforcements. In the meantime, we need to track down Pre-Poke.
And hey, Lex
Correct.
is like, you're all letting Salvage distract you from what he really wants. You realize that, right? You're playing right into his hand right now.
are you going to enlighten us?
What have I been saying this entire fucking time? He wants the Doxos Revenge. It's what he was there in that
And we
basement
know
for.
that. We agree that we're not going to waste our time on Vuma. We're going to handle that. But we need to get Pre-Poke before we do.
We're making a quick stop here on Coruscant.
We're not going to
still on
fight
planet,
the little guy. We're going to talk.
and we're
I will go by myself.
horrible fucking idea.
Or I'll
Thalbor,
stun you. How
with
does
your
that
permission,
sound?
you will do no such thing.
We're going.
We're going after Pre-Poke while we're all still on Coruscant, and he is too. With your permission, Thalbor, Force and stun bolts, are those valid if we have to here?
I mean, if we need to stun the little guy, I would prefer we don't. But if he tries
If
to
it comes
get on
to
a
it-
ship, yeah,
If it comes to it, stun him or I'll force whatever. Okay, as long as we're on the same page there. Hey, Alex, what you need to understand is that Pre-Poke represents a crucial information leak. If Pre-Poke gets into the hands of any of the cartels, or fuck even Salvage, or even the Imperial Remnant, which also wants our heads after what we did to Caster Angel, we're going to have even bigger, even brighter targets on our back. Pre-Poke is a unique security threat to our entire operation right now. If we do not secure him, we are in for a huge world of trouble that is going to be on top of everything else. We have a detail going after the Doxos Revenge and Goru. We have assets on the ground at Vuma to help put down Salvage's attack there. And we have Carlo on a ship, guarded heavily. All of our bases are covered to the best of our ability. If we do not handle the Pre-Poke situation, this could get much worse very quickly. If we cannot secure him, we end up with the cartels, we end up potentially with the Imperial Remnant, and if he squeals about any more that Salvage could potentially know or not know, we have to plug this leak before we can continue flying.
and I would just like to say that was really good lawyering, Fabian. Well done.
Thank you.
And on top of all of that, I can't save the galaxy a second time when I'm upset.
Oh, poor baby. Just know this. My pardon is contingent on me helping you guys contain the Doxos Revenge. So Thalbor, if by the end of this we've failed and it's because of you, I'm going to put a bullet in you.
Hey, Alex, let me make you a deal on top of that deal. No, I promise you right now, through my abilities, because this is my field, this is the arena where I put verbal bullets in people, the Doxos Revenge could wipe out an entire system. You're still getting off scot-free, girlfriend. Trust me.
And for what it's worth, and Fabian does kind of try to charm her a little bit. If we don't get our hands on the Doxos Revenge, we're all going to fucking die anyway.
Yeah, don't fucking remind me.
You're gonna be clear and free. You're gonna be pardoned, record expunged. You buy yourself something nice when this is over. Don't worry so much. You're
Yeah,
stressing me
no.
out.
That's not really comforting words coming from you in the position you're in.
We've made it this far, haven't we? All right.
Somehow.
Alive is a position that I enjoy.
I'm gonna have a vein pop in my forehead, trying not to make a position joke to Halex and run the risk of getting shot in the face. All right.
And so Donrick kind of looks over at Kane and he's like, I've got a transport coming. You get in it and they'll let you take lead on this whole thing. Congratulations, you've been deputized. And then Kane's
That's
like,
because of me,
so
by the
does
way.
that mean I'm getting paid? And Donrick's like, fuck. Yeah,
When
I'll
this is
fucking
all
pay
said and
you.
done, when this is all said and done, I'll throw something in there. Okay.
That's good because y'all been stringing me around for a few days with this payment thing.
Okay.
And remember,
payment
it's the
upon-
one reason I didn't kill him.
Payment upon completion, my friend. Now get to stepping. You might even get a kyber crystal out of it, and you can flip that for something pretty.
Now you know how to make a good deal, my friend. And he climbs into the transport that's on the landing pad outside and dips.
All right. What's our best lead trying to track down pre-poke?
We check in with my contacts and see what I got. He's scrolling through a data pad. Okay.
Thalbor, you don't have like a homing beacon on him that like Kimmy could track?
I mean, and normally, yes, but given the delicate nature of the completely no tech, witness protection situation, it's like all of that is null right now. We're going purely off of what I think I would do if I was in his situation, mixed with whatever it is Donrick's little hoodlum friends want to put together with what I'm assuming is a homeless network.
And at this point, Donrick speaks up and he's like, I may have something.
What's that?
All right.
There's been a bomb wreck sneaking around level, let's see, 3129.
Okay.
Looks like he's heading toward a spaceport that's based out of there. I've got one guy who's currently trying to keep tabs on him. It's a sneaky little fucker, so it's hard to keep track of. But if y'all hurry down there.
All right. Mount up. Let's go. Tell your
And
guys.
then hey, Lex like pulls the
Sunrise.
blaster and she's like, I swear to God, if you say mount up one more fucking time.
Listen, things are getting really tense right now. Every time you threaten me with violence, I find it incredibly attractive.
Dalbor is going non-verbal for the entire
There's-
ride. Just like
There's a very awkward silence. There's like 4D's like looking kind of like back and forth. Yeah.
And Fabian takes the pregnant pause in to just go, listen, I'm trying not to get angry. I'm trying really fucking hard not to get angry. I let this get the best of me. I am really afraid that it is either me throwing my lightsaber through a fucking wall or just saying some shit and let it out. No more secrets, right? What a woman. Let's go.
And she doesn't respond to that. And you guys continue. You can tell she's just a little frustrated with everything that's going on and the fact that she's a little concerned her pardon may be fucked, but is going along with it anyway.
Fabian, your heart palpitations are concerning me.
I'm good. I am okay.
And as you guys are taking a turbo lift down to that level, you do get a comm from Zuso Fabian, who's like, "What's this Misa hearing about Goru taking the revenge?"
Goru made off with the Doxos Revenge. He shot the torture droid that Salvage was piloting. We have Kane Zarek on the case. He has a New Republic reinforcements to help track him down. Your
Where's he
guess is as good
going?
as mine. His last known location was Aldani, if you know anything about that and why he'd be there.
He's to run with a group of mods out of there.
Allegedly, there aren't any mods there anymore.
What used to mean they're not there anymore? Where'd they go?
Kane said there weren't any mods there anymore. So there was basically just him fucking about in that workshop.
Misa gonna talk to him, and he hangs up.
Copy.
So as you guys are taking this turbo lift down, Halex is just like she's very clearly like anxious, and she looks over to Thawbor. So, this little guy, do you think we'll have to use force to get him to come with us?
I don't think it's going to come to that. He's not a fighter. He also shares that with me. I just know he's stubborn, also like me, and I think this could be time consuming, and that if he is going to take a lot of talking off the ledge, that I might have to take some time away. I don't know, but I don't think it's going to be a fight. I mean, have you met a Bombrak? You could yeet that thing against the wall. Like it's like what fight? It's like, you know, but
Oh my, incredibly violent.
well, you know, a tiny little thing.
I've met one who is an assassin who is more capable than you'd think, but generally speaking.
Well,
Well,
he's tiny. That makes sense. It's good for hiding. And
if they need work
bird ops.
when this is all over, I'd be happy to talk to him.
Well, let's just say I'm a better assassin than he was.
Well, that's
What does that mean?
well.
It means I fucking killed him.
Oh my fucking god.
Still couldn't get the job done on a Jedi, though. Favorite just
Faven?
kind of smiles at her.
Don't push it.
Heard.
Your perspiration levels are rising, Fabian. Are you okay?
I really miss having a helmet. And Fabian's just like anxiously tapping his foot and just like bouncing his hand on his like main lightsaber. Like, let's get this hoe on the road.
And Domric continues calming you guys. He's like, all right, he's talking, currently trying to get passage from a couple of pilots. They look like smugglers were running the ship to try and figure out the name, ID, all that. It looks like a human man and a feline woman.
No, great. The Feline. This is what I'm talking about. This is what I'm talking about.
What planet
Brutal.
do they come from again?
Crazy work. I don't have a
Oh,
planet of origin. I just know
goodness.
that one is from Coruscant.
Look, can you get your guy to run some interference? Can he go and spill something? Can he trip and like anything? Or are they just gonna sit there and watch?
Stunbolt, respectfully, Stunbolt.
Stunbolt what? The Bombrak?
Yeah.
Don't stump out the bomb rack, because then the two smugglers are gonna think that they're getting attacked.
Oh, you're right.
So 3 people standing together, you moron.
So at this point, you guys do arrive.
Stun one in a group of 3. Clone
said-
Wars era tactician.
That's them Kiadi Mundi strats.
Listen,
Yeah, what the
listen. I had a
Well,
tank
Echo
drop on
Magneto.
me on Order 66.
Would you like an
I
ice
got
snow
a
cone?
tank dropped on me.
Yeah. The fuck?
You guys at this
I
point
never should have
arrived
specified
on the
that
level.
Fabian served with Coyote Mundi. That was my fault. Shame on me for working one
So
of my
many
favorite
people
Jedi.
that would have made him sound more credible.
I went with my
The
fave.
turbolift comes to the level, and you guys are currently making your way to that spaceport.
Fabian takes
um,
off in a dead sprint.
Oh yeah, everyone's is full on running.
Okay.
And at this point, you guys do, after a couple minutes, arrive at this spaceport, and you find the ship that Donrick described. It is still there, and it looks like you see the human is currently fixing something on the landing gear, it looks like. Hasn't noticed you all yet. You don't see the Feline woman.
So
What would y'all like to do?
So we don't see the Feline, but we see who?
The human that was described is currently like working on the landing gear. It looks like just doing. It looks like a small like
Oh,
minor
shit.
ship repair.
Any sign of pre-poke, or are we assuming he might be on the ship already?
No sign of him as of yet.
All right, 4D. I need you to do something.
Anything.
See that guy over there working on the landing gear?
Yes.
I need you to do everything you can outside of violence. No violence. I need you to do everything you can to ensure
like
that
it
he
so
does
far.
not progress on this landing gear. Delay the landing gear job. Make sure the ship cannot take off. Keep the guy distracted. Can you do that?
I will do my best.
I believe in you.
Can I try to sneak around the other end and like slice something that looks important with my lightsaber?
Sure. Yeah. Make a stealth check.
I don't think I've ever done one of these.
By the way, yeah, make a stealth check with the loudest weapon in this franchise. Go for it.
I'm just a little.
Well, I think the Death Star is probably the loudest weapon in this franchise.
You'd think Starkiller Base, actually.
Oh. Yeah, wrong.
All right, hold on.
Starkiller Base just sounds like John Williams' score.
Yeah.
It doesn't even have like a like it just like it's kind of it's just like happening.
12 plus 2, 14.
Okay.
I can also use my hidden blade to like cut like a tube or something if that's
So-
gonna
What's
give
the
me
point of
any-
having a hidden blade if you don't use it?
Yeah.
So while Faven is doing this, 40, what are you gonna do? To
40
distract?
has already walked over, like while they were debating
Yeah.
this. 40 is already there talking to this guy. And so he's saying, "Excuse me."
And he looks up and he sees the assassin droid with the smiley face. He's clearly like, there's an initial
cocked
like
like this.
shock, and then he's a little confused. He's like, hi,
"Hi, what are you doing?"
Force jumps on top of the ship.
I'm fixing my ship. What are you doing?
"I'm talking to you." "What are you fixing your ship?"
That's the most fun solo thing 40 has ever done. I'm talking to you.
Did you say,
Okay.
what am I fixing on my ship?
Why are you fixing your ship? Is it broken?
Well, I mean, the landing gear has been a little finicky lately, so I'm just I'm sorry. Can I help you with something?
Fabian's looking at his lightsaber and his gauntlet, trying to figure out what he wants to cut with. What would be more efficient versus what's more stealthy? Trying to make a very hard decision.
I am
Standing
just-
on top of the ship.
And
I'm
as
just
you-
making a very concerted effort to get to know more of my fellow beings that are in the spaceport today.
So
And
Faven,
you-
before,
My friend are lucky precipitant number one.
did you decide on the hidden blade?
I'm going with the hidden blade because I would like to, unless my stealth check is going to cover me just doing a quick I will go with the hidden blade if that gives me a better chance.
Well, as you are like deciding on the hidden blade and you're about to like stoop down and do that, a little hatch on the top of the ship opens up and you see the Feline woman pop up and just look dead at you.
I didn't pass the stealth check?
No, not with a 14.
I'm talking to you. Quick draw stun bolt.
As you do, she does duck down under cover, and 40, the pilot hears the blaster go off, and he like sits up and starts to like draw his blaster in warning, and initially like realizing you might be a threat, kind of points it at you. Hey, look, you seem nice, but if you're part of whatever shot just went off, you need to walk away right now.
40 grabs his blaster hand and just kind of like crushes just a little, like not enough to like actually like break, but just enough to like maybe try
Yeah.
to get him to let go of the blaster.
Yeah, he does like drop the blaster, and as he does,
And
the
I
Feline
say-
woman comes.
I am talking to you.
The Feline woman comes running out of the ship, and she is holding like a like heavy blaster rifle and points it right at 40. And she's like, "Back off, my husband, right fucking now."
Can I just dolphin dive off of the ship and tackle her?
Oh,
and
hold
scream,
on.
Snowboard, get in the ship now!
Hold on. 40 hears her say that, looks at
How
him,
the fuck? How the
looks
fuck
at
did I
her.
give simple ass instructions and now fucking
You're
Halix and the
comedy
Thawbor
on
both
both
turn
ends.
and look at each other with the most dead-eyed,
It's
like,
like-
of course it was going to go this fucking way.
40 is looking. She says, "Husband." He looks at him, looks at her, looks back and forth. Then he says, "Husband, congratulations."
As Fabian dives and like cross bodies her from the top of the ship.
I just like Roman Reigns spear her like from the fucking
It's like
top of
you
the
like just hear
ship.
the Jar Jar Binks ass music going on ba 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 or something.
So as you
Bro,
guys,
this is why fucking this level of fucking stealth from the Inquisitorius is why blue-haired fucking 14-year-olds were able to get a one up on them. Like ridiculous.
that's why fucking Nari got away from them from the cantina. Like,
Yeah, broad daylight by being like a chair. Like
a Bannister,
he-
ha! Like,
He
Just
also
nodding
juked them really well. He also, like
getting
He broke her
juked
ankle.
by
Make out.
getting juked by one of the directors of Uncut Gems. Insane, dude.
I love Star Wars.
So, as all that slapstick is happening, Thalbor, you're gonna try and make your way onto the ship.
Yeah, I'm assuming that everything happening over there is stupid enough that
You
I could
better
just walk
be.
on. Who the fuck is
Yeah,
taking
You better
tickets?
be.
Both
You better
captains
be
are in
on
a
that ship
skirmish.
by now.
Yeah, I'm walking on like I belong there. I'm just walking.
Yeah, so you walk in and just like completely bypass all the conflict that's going on. As it devolves into almost like a fist fight, Halex does come by and just pull blasters on both the pilots, and she's just like, "Sit your asses down right now."
Is this
Well,
like
actually-
like a Millennium Falcon size freighter, like a living room?
Yeah,
or is this like a
it's something like
bus?
that. It's a little smaller than something like the Falcon, so it looks
Oh,
like it's
okay.
probably a
So if
small
I
cargo.
walk in, I'm gonna see all the passengers without having to look.
Yeah. You just see a handful of, it looks like cargo containers, but you do see you see like the hatch closing, like it's just been opened and something has just gotten out of it.
Oh no.
Out of it?
Yeah, like something has just gotten out of the ship. You can assume probably pre-po.
You just got to
Okay.
turn around.
I cannot. No, I just cannot believe that entire scene happened just for him to not be here.
This is it's fucking.
Well, you can chase after him.
This
He's
is
not gone
fucking.
far.
This is like the Star Wars version of Honora. Where they, I don't know. Am I the only one that's seen that here? I don't know.
Yeah, I
Like,
didn't get around to it.
the
Yeah,
whole
I haven't
fucking middle of
seen it.
Honora is just where's this asshole, and they keep going from place to place.
No, Salvor, you have
That's the end. That's the name of the episode, chapter 20. Where's this asshole?
it's you've just like essentially walked in and you see the hatch closing, like something has just gone. So whatever it is that has just left is on top of the ship. So you can make your way back around and in a hurry can probably catch up to whoever it is.
All right, I'm doing that. But do I have to climb up on the ship? Is there a
No,
ladder?
you can go around. Because presumably they're not staying on top of the ship the whole time.
Oh, they're okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So I'm going to try to cut them off. I'm
Okay.
running.
So as you're sprinting, Halex does point
He's
one
running.
blaster at both the pilots, and she's like, "Sit your ass down. Where's the bomb brack?"
Fabian gets up from his amazing spear.
And
Wonderful.
the Feline goes, "What's your business with him then?"
Family friend.
Make a persuasion check.
God. Hey, man. Fucking.
Can't be asking the Riz list to roll charisma.
I have a +2 to my Riz. Thank you. I have +2 to Riz.
Jesus.
Nat 20.
I don't believe it, but whatever. We'll let him have it.
So
I don't believe that.
That's what you get for counting me out.
the human stands up and like puts his hand up as Halex like points the blaster like ready to shoot, and he's like, hey, look, he was scared, he's clearly upset. I could tell he's not really thinking rationally about all this. You guys clearly weren't the best at planning this, but yeah, he hired us to take him off world, trying to get to the outer rim.
Did he say where to?
Really hadn't thought that far through. He mentioned about 3 different planets before.
What did
You
he
know.
mention?
Narshada, Canto Bite, and I forgot what the third one was. Now Hutta, I think.
Fucker's crazy. Do we see pre-poke like skittering by us yet?
Yeah, at this point you do see like the rear end of a bomb wreck as he's getting off the top of the ship, and you see Thalbor sprinting out down the landing pad to circle around.
Would you say
Which
he's
you have
within
never
30
seen Thalbor run like this before since he was getting shot at on Dayu.
Would you say that the Brombrack is within 30 feet of me?
Yeah, probably just barely.
Okay, can I use Malaysia on him?
Read off Malaysia to me so I don't have to pull up the fucking document.
I love this
Isn't that a
ability.
fucking violent power?
No, this is how I defeated the Acklay. A creature of your choice that you can see within range is overcome with a sense of dizziness and nausea. As you disturb its equilibrium with the force, the creature must make a wisdom saving throw or fall prone, becoming incapacitated and unable to stand for the duration of the ability.
Oh,
Okay.
so he won't be pissed at all.
What's the saving throw that he has to roll again?
Wisdom,
Okay.
which he should do with disadvantage since he's so irrational right now.
No, he's just gonna roll that normally. Alrighty, that's a 4. That's a fail. So, as you see pre-poke, and with like just enough time, you reach out and you focus, and you use like a softer version of the power because you acknowledge that a being of this size, it's not gonna take very much.
Yeah, I just
And
want to make him go, ooh, long enough for Thalbor to catch up to him.
Yeah, it is literally like the gentlest Malaysia you could possibly fathom. And he you see he kind of almost like topples forward off the ship as Thalbor, you run around and in the palm of your hand, catch him as he lands very safely.
Oh, I thought he was already on the ground. Holy shit.
No.
I'm sorry.
I didn't do that
I
thinking he
laughed.
was on the ship. I thought he
I
was
laughed
already
and
on
I
the
wasn't.
ground.
You almost
I wasn't
killed
gonna
that
address.
thing.
I wasn't gonna address why I was laughing, but I have to. Gentlest Malaysia is like it's like a rapper name for like a childish Gambino character in world. Like whoever is like rapping in the Star Wars galaxy, like the kids on fucking Atten are like Neil's like, Wham, I got the new gentlest Malaysia.
Yeah, he's got a song that sounds like Peppa Pig.
That's so funny. Oh my god.
So Thalbor, you catch pre-poke as he is clearly like dazed and all that, and yeah, he's a little loopy and out of it, but you've got him literally in your hand right now.
Yeah, he's not a hard creature to like, because even if he tries to leap, I can literally put a hand on his head and a hand around his waist like this, like a little cradle.
Yeah, and he does around this point start like fidgeting. He's like, let me go.
I'm not gonna try to make you understand, because I'm not a liar. Well, I am, but never to you, except for this thing, which I guess is a lie. I'm not starting this off really well. Normally, I'm good at the talking. I just want you to know that I have never felt good about it. And if I could give up all of our successes to change that one thing, I would have. And I'm sorry I didn't put you in a good school. I'm sorry I didn't give you anything that you needed. I fucked it up. I messed it up. I turned you into something bad. I want you to quit. I want you to get out of here. I'm sorry. When this is over, I want you to be an intern at Mothma's office. I don't know. We're gonna probably arrange that. I don't know. I'm sorry that you had to be this, and I might die in this fight. And I'm not saying that to make you feel guilty. I'm just saying it to say that I did care in as much as I know how to care, and I only know how to care that much because of you. And you could be mad. I would be mad. You want to put a hit on me, I would respect that.
So it's true what that droid told me.
Your parents were good people, and we were co-workers for a while. And yeah, that's all true. And they were wrong place, wrong time because I messed up. Because I got sloppy.
Wrong place, wrong time is an accident. Own it, Thalbor. Tell me that it's your fault.
It is my fault, Pre-Poke. It is my fault. I know that.
So
And I always knew that.
I never got to know who they were. What? Because you wanted to make a few bucks? Because you thought you could skim a little bit more off the top by screwing over a hut? Is that what happened?
It's not that. The other job had nothing to do. Your parents were never, ever intentionally put. I know it doesn't make it right. They were separate things. It was all supposed to be separate things. They were paid above board. They were paid real credits, not a bloody credit, ever. They were employees of the office, and they knew that I did some stuff after they were clocked out, and we never talked about it. It was never supposed to be that way. It's why nobody works in the office now except you and I, who know everything about what happens under the table. I don't do real employees anymore. I had you, and I only had you because I did real employees. I don't want to keep saying I'm sorry because we both know it's not worth anything. We make fun of people who apologize. We have your whole career. And
Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
no, it's no. Go
You guys
on,
are still actually
please.
around the other side of the ship, so this is just Thalborg and Pre-Poke.
Okay, I was gonna say I was gonna come around, but if you want us to stay over there, that's fine.
Just right now, as
mean-
that's happening.
Okay.
No, yeah. I mean, you have the while we're having this conversation, they could be moving. I mean, but whatever. It doesn't matter.
As this has been going on, Fabian, you, the human, the Faline, 40, and Halex are all still there talking. And the Faline woman is like, Tragus, you're a fucking idiot. Why did you tell them? And he's like, look at them. They're trustworthy. Look, I could tell these guys don't mean any harm. You know, that kid's obviously scared and running from something. I mean, it reminds me a lot of you, if I'm being honest. And she's like, shut the fuck up. And like, they're kind of bickering back and forth. Like, there's clearly like all the sense of danger has passed for the two of them.
Yeah.
And they're just kind of like bickering two pilots.
At this point, he screwed a job and nobody's life is on the line right now.
Yeah.
Pre-poke. I've not had the honor of meeting you yet. I'm Fabian. And he puts his hand out to shake his hand.
Thalborg holds Pre-Poke up enough that way his hand can now
Sitting there
reach.
with kind of crossed arms. And he's like, so you're the guy who saved Thalborg?
A couple times. And he saved me.
That is true. I did.
Thalborg is a lot of things. And he pretends to be a lot of things. Heartless isn't one of them. He's a hard man who's had to exist in a hard galaxy in a really rough part of that big galaxy. He never did anything that would have allowed or negligently opened the door for anything to happen to your parents. I know. You know all about me. And like I said, I've never had the honor of meeting you. But, you know, I know Thalborg keeps his notes. So you probably know where I come from. I have real blood on my hands. And I know what it feels like to blame yourself for a situation you didn't have control over. I could not sense an ounce of flowery language or euphemism in the way that Thalborg has described to us what happened to your parents. It's cruel and it's unfair, but he didn't let it happen. Saying wrong place, wrong time, it feels crass, it feels oversimplified, and these things, when we lose everything that matters the most to us, it's never simple. It's always a web of feelings and events that you feel like if you did X instead of Y, something else could have happened. Thalborg did everything to protect them. And a cruel galaxy enacted a cruel act of violence upon you and your family. And I know how much this man loves you. And I know that's not a word that comes easily from his mouth flaps. But I can feel it. He means what he says.
Pre-Poke, he's right. I love you, kid. I love you. I never had family of my own. I left them a long time ago to contemplate and garden and nurture and all the things that I never understood because I never grew anything. I'm a Basterds. Never grew anything and never understood the larger ecosystem around me. But I felt like I understood you, and it killed me to know that the origin of that of our friendship of our 2-man team, two men and a droid, of course. Can't leave Kimmy out of it, and I just knew that it was tainted, and I knew it was bad, and you were the closest thing I had to a family, but you were also a reminder of the line that we have to walk, and I love you, and I'm sorry that I didn't put you in a better situation. I just felt like it was my responsibility, and what I'm about to say, I'm not proud of either, but I feel like you have the right to know that the person that killed your parents did pay for it. They paid an equal price for what happened. And
Oh boy, that doesn't make me feel any better.
it didn't make me feel any better either. I thought it would.
Well,
I just needed you to know every
Oh, boy.
detail.
You, this fucking cat! I swear to God. Dog boy, you. My question is, why didn't, after everything went wrong, why did nothing change? Why didn't you take a step back from all this when you realized people got hurt, when there were consequences for what you did?
I think the thing that people don't understand sometimes that, having the galaxy on the line will make you realize is that sometimes the bad feeling becomes your friend, your shield, I felt like, and I couldn't see it then, but I could see it now. Like, what was I supposed to do? And go confess and let you get put in an orphanage? And then I started to find all these justifications when really it was that I didn't feel like I deserved the clean life. All I knew was how to double down. And every day that I didn't tell you was a doubling down. And every job that we did was a doubling down. And it's only been in the last, 7-ish months that things have started to make more sense. And I thought when the salvage situation was over, we'd go back to the office and maybe I'd finally have the courage to tell you, because I realized that there was more to what we were doing. And he got to tell you instead. And again, I understand. And I would even endorse if you quit, you never talk to me again. But I thought it was just the easiest thing at the time. And I think I've always done the easy thing. And now nothing's easy.
So the reason you doubled down and you didn't tell me was because you were lying to yourself and trying to justify it and on all that. That's what you're saying.
Yeah, Prepoke, I was lying to myself, and if that makes everything I ever taught you feel like a lie, I get that. But everything that I love about you, your grit, your tenacity, your intelligence, the little dance you do after we make money, all that stuff, that's real. That's real stuff. I need you to know that it's real. Because if I die imminently, I don't ever want you to doubt that you really are the best. You are the best at what you do. And that's in spite of me, as much as it is because of what I taught you.
His body is definitely relaxed a lot.
Much like that.
Yeah. Like this little fucker, this menace who's
It's
ruining
just
this
like
dramatic
Thabor
scene.
This visual
Yeah.
aid.
It really, yeah, that is like Thabor holding. Yeah, absolutely.
And he does, like, his body tension loosens. He says, Thabor, I'm glad that you were finally honest with yourself and were able to own up to that. I'm not going to lie. I'm going to need some time to think about this and to know if I'm okay with us, if there is any future in our friendship, whatever fucked up sort of thing this is. I'm gonna need some time, bud. I'm not gonna try and run. I'll go back with your fucking cop that stupid and probably
He's
should
the
do a
worst.
better job keeping an eye on me, but
He sucks.
yeah. I'm sorry.
Pre-poke. You don't gotta be sorry about nothing. Not at all. Never apologize. I tell you that all the time. Never apologize, especially not to the worst of the worst. To the worst scumbags, you owe no apology. And I, Pre-poke, I am the worst scumbag. And I want you to know that I'm glad that you're at least gonna be safe. If you never want to talk to me when it's over, I get it.
Dog, the worst scumbag is the one who held the truth back all those years. That's not you anymore.
Well, guess we're about to find out who the new me is.
And at this point, you guys get a communique from Don Rick, and he's like, guys, wherever, if you're still down there, you may want to get the fuck out. There's bounty hunters closing on your position.
All right. Pre-poke. Go with the feds. Still keep it ACAB, but, go with them.
And Halex sort of pipes up. Should probably go rendezvous with Don Rick then. Pass the little guy off.
Yeah.
Good idea.
All right. Cool.
And she looks at 4D and she goes, nice distraction, by the way.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Oh. Fair.
Oh, you said thank you for me. Thank you.
Yeah, that's I absolutely knew she was talking to you, buddy.
Why are you your body temperature has risen, Fabian? Are you okay?
Yeah,
Are you sick? Are you sick? If even though
It was
40
heartwarming.
can't doesn't have any feeling receptors, he puts his hand on Fabian's forehead, kind of like this.
It was heartwarming what just happened. Can we go? I don't want to get shot at.
So you
What
guys,
about them? He points at the husband and wife crew. There.
and then the Feline woman looks at her husband and she's like, well, if there's bounty hunters on the way, I guess we better get the fuck out before someone else tries to get at us. He's like, look, the kid got what was best for him, right? Everyone won.
Thank you both very much for your help, by the way. May the force be with you.
Yeah, you could bill me.
And then the Feline goes, you could bite me.
No.
So
The force
Yeah,
is
like
still
right
with
there.
you as we run away.
you guys make your way back up the turbo lift, and you rendezvous with Don Rick back at the suite. And you get pre-poke off to him, and he gets him in a New Republic transport. He's like, we're going to move him to the secondary safe house now. I guess, what's the next step then?
I think now we rendezvous with Kane as he's trying to track down Goru. Give him an assist. What's the lay of the land look like on Vuma? Any sit rep?
Best we can tell, the ground forces have been mostly defeated. A lot of the Guardians didn't make it, but there's still a couple left. Sage is still on our turf. He's up in the ship in the atmosphere right now. Of
You
course,
say-
on Puma.
You said that most of them are taken care of. You mean Salvage's men?
Yeah.
Okay.
the-
Heavy losses on both sides, but it looks like Salvage lost the day.
Yeah, but again, he didn't really have anything to win there because the carbonite block's not there.
I don't like that you brought it up like that because I know how long we've been recording. All right.
So I guess the question is, do you want to go with your plan with Carlo, or do you want to rendezvous with Aldani or with Kane on Aldani?
Can we take the New Republic ship and do it all at once?
Well, the thing is, Salvage is more likely to make way to Aldani than he is to, make an attack on Coruscant. So I think it's best to keep the ship here for now rather than bring it to where we know he's probably going to find Guru eventually if he's not already hot on the trail.
Okay. Do we have like any time to like in the narrative be like, oh, we got to fuel up the Basterds so that we can like maybe take a pass at the Carlo play? Or
You can absolutely like try and make a pit stop at the ship. There may be consequences depending on how long it takes you to get to Aldani. But
okay, that's Dungeon Master for get to moving. Okay, we're gonna get in the Bastard.
no, that's Dungeon Master for pick whatever you want, buddy. It's a choice for a reason. You can choose A or you could choose B.
Yeah, guess what? The last time I went, surely this won't have any narrative consequences. I did an entire playthrough of Baldur's Gate without a Starian in my party, so.
Well, that's just 'cause you're bad. That's because you're bad.
I am great. I'm great at that game, aside from that one critical blunder.
Fucking clown shit. I can't believe that still.
So
It was ridiculous thing I ever heard.
Aldani then?
Aldani, provided we get a long rest on the ship on the way.
Yeah, I mean, I
ain't got
both
shit.
in and out of character. I don't think Thalbor has strong feelings on like both of these sound shitty, And
Yeah.
in fact, Thalbor probably says that like these options sound terrible. We wake up, potential edge lord superpower son, or we head off to Aldani, a planet which honestly no one cares about whatsoever. It has one nice thing in the sky. Every few years, people go, they look at it, maybe they go on a little trip, eating the local flora, and then there's nothing. It's just grass and people wearing ponchos. It sucks. Aldani sucks.
I hate ponchos.
Yeah, nothing good ever came out of Aldani. So
All right.
I guess we're back on track then.
We are, and we've been on track. As we shuffle onto the Bastard, and mount up. Jared said that, not Fabian. Fabian gets Sage on the comms to be like, hey, when we get back from this Aldani mission, a real conversation needs to happen about thawing out Carlo and trying to bring him into the fold. And if that doesn't work, then we're going to have to put him on ice again.
Fabian, it nearly killed me to freeze him the first time.
You're not alone this time. You
I
also
wasn't
have
alone the first time.
Okay, we also literally have an army with us this time. So,
Fabian, I cannot stress enough to you Carlo's strength of the Force.
we thaw him out in a cell and we run out while he's thawing, and then when he comes out, we talk to him through a laser gate. Leaving him there vulnerable like this is just as risky as thawing him out. At least this gives us the opportunity to win him over to our side. If this is somebody who doesn't like to be controlled, I don't think he's going to like the idea of becoming the flesh mech for a droid warlord.
And what comes after that when he has the freedom to exercise this power however he likes?
We do our best to handle him. Right now.
And what if it's something worse, Fabian? I don't like the options either. And I think the best thing we have on the table is to kill him.
There's been too much death already. And I know you're trying to be pragmatic. You and I both know it is not as easy for you as you're making it sound. We owe it to him to try. You gave me a shot.
I tried once, Fabian. I did.
And we're going to try again.
The first time.
We can talk about it more when we get back to Coruscant. I'm just saying, I think we really need to start having conversations about this option.
There's a long silence. And he says, The first time I lost my wife, consider what you may lose the second time. And with that, he hangs up.
May the force be with you.
So you
Cheerful
guys
guy.
get onto the Bastard, load up with Halex. Is there anything else before you guys head off for Aldani?
I mean, I wanted to have a conversation with Halex. We can do that once we're in hyperspace.
Yeah. Thalbor, 40, anything for the two of y'all?
Oh, Fabian also
I
like
have
kind
a
of basic
bad
Thalbor.
feeling about this.
Woo! Everybody clapped.
40 says
Okay.
as they get up, walks up the ramp. As he walks up the ramp.
Fabian tells Thalbor, he's just like, I'm really proud of how you handled everything with pre-poke, truly. And you don't have to accept the compliment. Don't even have to acknowledge it. I just want you to know that was hard and you did the right thing, and I'm proud of you.
Thalbor looks at him, does a little nod, a little repeated nod, and lets out a sigh and says, Fabian, you're really bad at stealth. And then walks onto the ship.
I used to have a lightsaber helicopter. Assassinations weren't really my thing.
So you guys get the Bastard into hyperspace en route to Aldani. And around this point, everyone's gearing up for a long rest. And Halex is like sitting around the common room, Fabian, as you approach her.
Listen, I know things got a little tense there for a minute. And it wasn't exactly the Slifer way of handling things. And I'll admit it was a little messy. But we got the job done. That's kind of our MO. Messy, but got it done. Thank you for trusting us.
It's not like I had much of a choice. I'm in your guys' custody until further notice.
Okay, well, let's not play the fool here. It's not like you are not without agency. It is not like you are not unable to wriggle your way out of this if you wanted to. You trusted us to let us do things our way, as frustrating as it may be sometimes. And I appreciate you cooperating and going with it. Thank you. Truly.
I just don't fucking get it. I just don't.
Don't get what?
Any sort of logic and reason would tell you to go after the Doxos revenge, and you risked everything to save one person.
Well, you gotta look at.
Not only did you do that, you didn't fucking kill me back on Exarian, and you're doing everything you can to not kill this force-sensitive asshole in a carbonite block. You're doing everything you can to just not take a fucking life. Is that it?
No, it's people deserve second chances if they're willing to accept one. If with all of the death and destruction I helped bring into the galaxy was known to anybody, I deserve to die. I should have died on my Guido. And he looks over to make sure Thalbor didn't hear him say the M word. I should have died on my Guido. I should have died on so many missions I went on for the Inquisitorius. I survived, truth be told, a couple times because of stupid acts of Jedi mercy. I should have died on Utapau. I should have died on so many ops I went on for Loxy. Again, like we all know about how much of a scumfuck Thalbor is, and everybody knows me as the prize fighter. I was a hitman too. I was taking lives for the Hutts before I got this cushy little gig beating ass on the Gundark's Nest. And I should have died in that ring. I should have died when Hawk Scuff fought dirty. I should have died fighting Salvage. I should have died fighting Caster Angel. And no disrespect for you, because you're very talented. I was hogtied unconscious on the ground. Why is my head still on my neck? I've survived longer than I have deserved to. So if I see a life at this point that I think I can save, I'm saving it. Okay,
she, like-
the white lightsaber blade, all this esoteric nonsense with the Force. I don't. It means something to me. This is my second chance. And I want to share that with other people because I don't deserve it. So I should give it to others.
And she looks like completely exasperated. And she gets up, like slams her fist on the table, gets like right up in your face, and she goes, "God, you are fucking naive." And she grabs you by the back of the head and kisses you.
Woo!
And she like pulls the back of your hair, pulls your head back, and she's like, "And I feel fucking stupid for wanting to believe you too. Now get your ass back in your room."
The Force provides, and he goes back to his room.
As she follows you in there, we are going to end this episode of Ionized Bastards there.